In June of 2026, there was an announcement made that there might be a possible sale coming of the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman Auditorium, WSM Radio. Wow. My whole life, my whole YouTube existence, my whole last 30 years have been promoting Hank Williams' music and music of the Grand Ole Opry and the great legends who made country music so great. And now it's all being sold. It's not all being sold. Not yet. There's a possibility. But the Ryman Hospitality Company has decided that they're going to look into it. And they might be for sale. Can it even be saved? Can traditional country music, can the Grand Ole Opry even be saved? Well, I have some ideas that if it is sold, here's what should happen. And I think it's going to make some people mad. Hey everybody, welcome back to Highway to Hank. I am your host, Jason Petty. For the last 30 years, I have portrayed Hank Williams Sr. on stages all across the country, including 2 full years at the Ryman Auditorium. Thanks for joining me for this special episode about the possible sale of the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman, and WSM. First and foremost, let me thank you for stopping by. And this is a special episode. We're not talking about Hank specifically here, but Hank was very near and dear to the Grand Ole Opry, and he adored Roy Acuff. And to me, Roy Acuff is the Grand Ole Opry. He was the Grand Ole Opry. And when he died, things started to change in a hurry. And later on, I'm going to give you what I think should happen to all three of these entertainment entities. I call them institutions because they are. They mean so much to me. The Ryman Auditorium was the former home of the Grand Ole Opry, and it was the home of the Opry when Hank was there all the way up through the early 1970s. Then it moved over to the Grand Ole Opry House, and the Ryman fell into disrepair. And then this new company called Gaylord, who I worked for, bought the company. They renovated the Ryman Auditorium. They built the General Jackson Showboat. They helped with the Opryland USA theme park. My gosh, Gaylord was such a great company. And then something changed. And it wasn't for the better. Before we get back into it, a lot of you have been asking how you can help support the channel and what we're trying to accomplish here. And I want to take a few seconds to address that. First of all, we've started channel memberships, and I could not be more excited. The first level is called Hey Good Looking, and it gives you some fun perks like loyalty badges, custom Highway to Hank emojis, early access to videos, members-only polls, members-only posts, and a section where you can share your own personal Hank Williams memories. The second level is called Lost Highway, and that gets you everything on the Hey Good Looking level, plus an exclusive video every single month, and stories and behind the scenes stuff that I don't put anywhere else. Plus, I will read your personal Hank Williams stories. Just look right below the video and hit that join button, and it'll show you the details on each package. Now, if a monthly membership is not for you, you can always do a one-time super thanks. Go hit the 3 dots below the video here and hit thanks. And for absolutely free, you can always hit the like and subscribe buttons. There's no obligation whatsoever, and it helps us out more than anything else. Thanks so much, and let's get back to the show. It was a huge business decision that stopped everything. One of the worst business decisions in the history of business decisions. In 1996, a new CEO was taken on by Gaylord. Gaylord, they have changed their name from Gaylord Entertainment Company to Ryman Hospitality Properties, which shows you, first of all, they want to get out of the entertainment business and into the hotel business, which, if you've ever been to the Opryland Hotel in Nashville, beautiful. My gosh, you've got to go. You have to go. It's an amazing experience. It's not a hotel. It's an experience. But that's what they were changing toward. In 1996, a new CEO was hired. Immediately the news came out, Opryland theme park, which had been a major tourism draw in Nashville, they were closing. And they were going to build a shopping mall. Yeah, that's what we got to do, because there's not enough of those. That was the dumbest idea in history. I'm sorry, this is my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Shopping mall's still there. Some 30 years later. Shopping mall's been there longer than the theme park was. I started at Opryland, USA in 1990 as a singer, dancer, entertainer, and Opryland was an amazing experience. It was college for entertainers to me, because if you couldn't make it there, you wouldn't make it in the real entertainment world. Plus, it was live musicians. There were no tracks. Nothing was on pre-recorded. You had dancers. It was live singing. All the mics were hot. You know, you sang back up. You danced out in the heat. You did 4 shows a day, 6 days a week. But it was amazing. It was a family. That's the point. Country music used to be a family. The Opry used to be a family. It's not anymore. It's become unrecognizable. Now, I get it. The country music business changed in the late 1990s as well, okay? The wave of traditionalism that started with Randy Travis and all those other hat acts, they call them, started to wane. But the first serious change I saw was after 1992, when Roy Acuff died. I performed on the Grand Ole Opry in July of 1992 for the first of a dozen appearances, and Roy Acuff introduced me on the Grand Ole Opry. And about 4 months later, he passed away. And he was the last person that could stand up to the business suits and tell them, no, you're not going to do that to my Grand Ole Opry. And they backed down. With Roy Acuff gone, things changed. And just in the next couple of years, they bulldozed that theme park to the ground. And they decided then that they needed to appeal to a younger audience. Country music started to go off the rails. The fiddle and the steel guitar, background instruments only. Some people don't even use them. Now it's gotten to the point where pop stars can put on a gold lame cowboy hat, record an album, get invited to the Grand Ole Opry. People who sing blues, just strictly the blues. Well, suddenly, if they're hot, they're country. I mean, anything can be country now, apparently, according to the Grand Ole Opry. And you can't be everything to everybody and still be something specific. And so the Grand Ole Opry has lost its way. So here's the 3 things that need to happen, in my opinion. If it gets sold, nothing's been sold yet, it might not even go up for sale. But in my heart of hearts, I had to make this episode and say something. First of all, the Ryman needs to get the Grand Ole Opry permanently. Grand Ole Opry needs to move to the Ryman, become a living museum, a living history museum of country music. And I mean, there's areas in that Ryman where this thing could be dolled up to be a museum. And then the Opry every Friday and Saturday night, you could still have a few concerts, during the week, but they would have to be something historically significant or related, maybe, to traditional country music. The Grand Ole Opry House can be converted to just a music venue. And then you can have your heavy metal concerts and your rock and roll concerts and your pop star concerts and everything else, jazz and all this, classical music, all that stuff can be at the Grand Ole Opry House. Grand Ole Opry isn't a building. It was a radio idea. It was a family. Now it's become a business, and that's taken the heart out of it to me. WSM radio can do what they've always done, really support the Grand Ole Opry, but they should be the mouthpiece of the history of country music. I mean, I'm not against business. I'm not against making money, making profit. But when you buy these three companies, you're becoming a steward of history, of family, of a feeling, something you can't put your fingers on. You can't put numbers on it. You can't put numbers on the emotions and the toil and the suffering and the beautiful singing that we've heard. I mean, there's only a couple of real Opry stars, in my opinion, left. You know, Connie Smith, Bill Anderson. There's a couple of others in there, but once that generation's gone, who you got? I mean, really, I get it, but other places have closed down when the times changed, when the feeling changed, when that family feeling of country music changed. Are these just entertainment properties? Or are they something sacred to the history of country music? I want your opinions now. What do you think should happen? Uh, do you think they're even going to be sold? And if they do, what do you think should happen to them? Should they shut down the Opry altogether? Because it's 100 years. They're celebrating their 100 years. They made it. You did it. It's hard to keep anything, any business for 100 years. But really, the feeling of family to me at the Opry is gone. Uh, it, in the early days, if you were going to be a country star, you had to get on the Grand Ole Opry. You don't have to anymore. That started, well, George Strait proved that. Uh, Several others proved that. You know, you can be the biggest star in country music and not have appeared on the Grand Ole Opry at all. So it doesn't have the meaning it used to have. And I really like the idea of the Ryman being the Grand Ole Opry Museum, the living museum where they still have the Grand Ole Opry. You can still have it. Just rein it in a little bit to at least some semblance of what country music should be. Leave me your ideas down in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe button. And if the good Lord's willing and them creeks don't rise, we'll see you for too long.